opinions and lots of different strategies and group forums and you name it across many different industries. And so one of the things that we've seen work for our company has to do with conversion. So the purpose of this this ad is to talk about what campaign objective is the best one to use and what we use for most of what we do when we Facebook ad market and generate leads. But before we get into that, for those of you that don't know what we do, Awareness Digital, we specialize in helping companies scale, which is going from whether you're a startup from 0 to 100,000 in your first year, if you're been around business for a few years and you've been stuck and you want to go from like 150 to 300, then 300 to 600, up to the millions. That's what our company is able, we have that capacity to help you scale properly. And that's through proper brand build outs, it's through proper marketing strategies, business development strategies, and also just general consulting on things that need to be fine-tuned so that you can execute in a better way to scale your company. So on that note, before I get into the campaign objectives with the Facebook marketing, I want to show you guys a dashboard that we're working out. It's in beta, but it's incredibly useful in terms of the types of metrics and the numbers that we've configured this dashboard to show us. I'm not going to do an in-depth. This video isn't about the dashboard. This video is strictly focused on Facebook ad marketing in a specific campaign objective, but I'm going to show you anyways. So this is a dashboard that is hooked up to our Facebook, and it pulls all the data from our campaigns, and then it's also hooked up through Google Tag Manager, which is Data Studios here you can see, and then we have all the different types of goals that we've set for like the number of clicks, how many people have visited our pricing section, how many people have downloaded our free startup for startup companies, all these different types of things, right? The buyer's journey, things like this. So basically what this dashboard is doing is taking a lot of information from the Google Analytics and putting it so that you can see how things work, right? And then when we go to the second page, you can see like month-over-month ad spend. You can see the visibility, our frequency, the post engagements, outbound clicks. I mean, a bunch of different stuff, right? The cost per conversion, the amount spent. So all the clicks for our different campaigns that we run. Again, I'm not going to go deep into this, but this is going to be an incredibly important tool no matter what business you're in, so you can learn how to optimize properly your Facebook ad campaigns, your email marketing, working at integrating different email softwares, right, like MailChimp or Constant Contact, as well as different CRMs, CRMs that we use. So I just wanted to go over that quickly. This is this is extremely important to have a dashboard so that you can take sound decisions in terms of where you need to invest money to scale. So again, when we're finished with this whole dashboard, it's gonna be really, really thorough. It's gonna be really amazing. It's still in the beta phase, so I just wanted to show everyone this. But anyways, moving on. So, Facebook ad marketing. What a highly debated topic. So, Facebook in itself is the #1 platform to generate leads out of all the other paid platforms out there. You just need to figure out how to do it right, and you can scale. Like you literally can scale, and companies do millions and millions a month in sales if you do the right strategies. So, and again, so this Facebook marketing video is about a specific objective right now on the campaigns, right? It's about the campaigns that I'm going to be talking about, and in particular conversions. So before I get into that, to clear kind of some doubts or some smoke around uncertainties, we do not recommend that you ever boost an ad, right? Don't boost. Can you see results? Yeah, sure. But you're never going to have a long-term ROAS on that, or you're a scalable campaign if you're always boosting ads, because boosting ads really limits your ability to select your audiences, and the audience is everything in Facebook ads. When you find your right audience, and then you get the right message and the image, boom, you can scale, right? Week after week, not day after day. So I wanted to make that clear. We've seen it so many times. Oh, I'm boosting, I'm getting business, and I'm sure you are, but you're never going to scale like what we can scale, what we scale for other people, right? Because you get to go into the in-depth of how that works. And again, as I do this video, I'm sure there'll be questions that you leave in the post comment feed that, oh, how do you choose the right audience? Audience is a completely different video that I think I'll do, right? You have your LALs, L-A-L, your lookalike audiences, you have your custom audiences, how to use audience insights, all this stuff. But I'm not going to go into that in this video. I'm just going to show you what we do at Awareness and what we consult for people to do if they want to do it on their own or for the customers that we manage Facebook ads for. So let's go into it. And again, I'll talk about what Learning Limited is, what learning is. So I'll answer those questions in this video. Anyways, let's get started. So generally when we go to a campaign, right, people create, you create a campaign. Everybody thinks that you want to push traffic, right? You want to push traffic because you have the three categories. You have awareness, you have consideration, and you have the conversions, right? If you're a service provider, if you sell a tangible product, what do we ultimately want to achieve? We want leads. We want people to call us so we can close them, or we can book a demo or book a free quote, or they can buy our product, right? So Facebook's machine learning and their AI technology has advanced so much just in the last 5 years. You guys have to remember that Facebook every day, year after year, is collecting billions and billions of dollars worth of information from millions of companies around the world. And their AI and machine learning is so advanced that they're able to use this information to better increase the campaigns that small business owners use within Facebook. And that's what Facebook's objective is they want to get you results, because the more results they get you or us or business owners, the more you're going to spend. And it benefits them because more people are going to continue to come to Facebook and they're going to use it, and it's just good for them. People want Facebook on the platform. So 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, yeah, I'd say run traffic ads, right? Push traffic. But things are so different now that even if you've never done Facebook ads before, like you don't have any following, you don't have any audience, you haven't done anything, doesn't matter. Do conversions. So before I get into this, make sure that you have your Facebook pixel installed, and make sure you have your business account manager installed. We were consulting a cleaner out of California last night, and he had his Facebook manager set up wrong, the ads manager set up wrong. He was doing it as his personal profile, which you don't want there. You want to work off the business so you can build that credit with Facebook, so you can so people know that it's being promoted by a business, not by John Smith, for example, right? So let's keep going. What we do for our customers and for ourselves, 90% of the time in terms of campaigns, like literally 90% of the time, will be conversions or lead generation. What we offer in our service is really expensive, right? We have brand packages that start at $3,000 and they go all the way up to $8,000. You want SEO with us, $1,000 a month. You want us to manage your Facebook campaigns, it's expensive, right? You want a logo created, it's $600. We're expensive service, right? And there's a rule when it comes to selling things on Facebook that if you have a product or a service that is $100 or less, it's a lot easier to get people to do an impulse buy. But the more expensive your service becomes after $100, the more patient you have to be, the longer you have to set up a certain campaign, and you work that. And so the purpose behind this video is to talk about the CBO campaigns when you're just starting out, right? Like worst case scenario, and like you don't know what to do. Start out with the CBO campaign, and I'm going to show you exactly what we're doing for one of the campaigns we're running right now. We started this campaign 2 days ago, and we've already generated 17 leads and like $100 ad spend. This is ridiculously amazing, knowing that we sell incredibly high expensive services. So, and again, our sales cycle's a lot longer, because for somebody to trust us to spend $3,000 or $8,000 to help build their brand out, help consult them, run their Facebook campaigns for the first month, they have to trust us. They have to recognize that we're very expert in what we do, so that they feel confident that, yeah, these guys are going to help me scale. These are the people that I need. So we have so this is a typical thing, right? You go in, you create your campaign. Again, 90% of what we do. Don't click on traffic. Don't click on video views. Don't click on event responses. Messages you can, we've seen, I guess messages would kind of fall in that other 10%. So the other 10% that we do is we'll do brand awareness, which is when we're trying to reach a local market. We'll actually run 10% of our budget every month. So if we're spending $5,000 a month in ad spend at awareness, 10% of that will go towards a reach campaign. in a specific city. And right now we're working on Dallas. We're focused in Dallas, Texas. And I think we might include Houston because I had a phone call with somebody that saw us and he wanted to kind of help us with some things in the fashion industry. I would run that every day nonstop at 1 turn it off over 30 days, right? And it's only doing maybe $5 ad spend a day. So the 10% of the times I would do something else, again, would be a brand awareness campaign, which is I'm going to be using the reach, even though there's not really a big difference when it comes to the results and the brand awareness and the reach thing. And then I'd probably do messages. So why wouldn't I choose traffic? Because, oh, Marcus, you want to push people towards your website, right? Yes, but you want to push the right type of people. How many times have people, you'll get a lot of traffic and stuff, but at the end of the day, you're not seeing any conversions, you're not seeing any leads. It's because a lot of people might by accident click on the thing, or people are just like, oh, this looks like a cool ad, I just want to see what they're about. But they don't really have any genuine interest in buying stuff, or maybe they don't even care, they just want to look at it to look at it. That's not interesting to you as a business owner or anybody, right? Ultimately, as a business owner or service provider, you want to generate leads. So that's why we stick with lead generation, and conversions. But I'm just going to kind of explain the conversions here. And I'm going to show you first how we have this one campaign set up that we started this week that's generated us 17 leads in the last 48 hours. That's why we've been so crazy, and that's why I've kind of been missing in action and our other people because we're incredibly busy helping people retouch their logos, helping people develop some van wraps, consulting them, working on complete brand build-outs from this campaign. So yeah, I'm going to go into that right now. So let's cancel this out. So ad sets, right? A lot of people kind of get confused and they just run maybe one ad set and then they'll do one ad. A CBO campaign is a campaign budget optimization campaign, and you need to do this. Well, if you don't want to take our advice, don't take our advice, right? But if you want to do things right, you need to do this and run all your Facebook campaigns when you're first starting out and even when you're breaking into new markets with the CBO campaign. And I'll show you this later in a demo. So generally you want to always do, around 4 to 5 different ad sets, right? And there's a rule of thumb to where you want to do 2 lookalike audiences, 2 cold audiences, and then a warm audience. And again, I know you'll have a lot of questions about audiences and what's a lookalike audience, what's a custom audience. I'll do some more videos on that at a different time. I'll try and touch a little bit on it as I go through this explanation. But again, audiences that is a video of in itself of like an hour, right? So anyways, when you do a CBO campaign, you want to do it over 7 days. Yeah, you can maybe cut it short like 4 or 5, but you want to track the different types of results and stuff. And with the CBO campaign, you're going to set up, like I said, 4 to 5 different ad sets, and all pointing towards one single interest. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll create a Facebook ad, and they'll go, okay, I want to target, and again, national. If you're a national company, like we're a national company, if you're a local service business, if you're a cleaner, if you're a restoration, if you're a painter, if you're a carpenter, electrician, plumber, it doesn't matter. The logic's still the same. It's just gets structured a little bit different in terms of budget and reach and audience sizes. Just lost my train of thought. Yeah. So when you do these things, when a lot of people start, they'll go, okay, I want to target people who have pets, and I want to target the top 5% income earners in my area, and I want to target people that read health magazines because, Home and Garden, you can kind of maybe think that these types of people would be interested in cleaning service, for example, or electrician or plumbing. And then I want to target, what would be another one? I don't know, fitness. Well, this is a bad example. Let's just use those for now. And what they'll do is they'll put all these interests in one Facebook ad, and they'll run it. So you have to ask yourself, let's say it does generate leads or starts to work. You don't know if it's the people that looked at the health magazine are the ones that saw your ad. You don't know if it was the top 5% income earners in your area that were the ones that that leads were generated by. You know if it was the people that was the pet interests. So that's the biggest mistake we see people make all the time is they try to group a ton of audiences into one ad and just go to town. You can't track that. And so how the hell are you going to scale if you don't know exactly where that's coming from? So that's why CBO in the beginning is so incredibly important. and vital when it comes to properly doing a Facebook ad campaign under the conversions. So as you can see here, we're running a Facebook ad campaign that's a free logo touch-up, and we're running this for the first 7 days. And again, like I said, here you only see 8 leads, but it's because our triggers are misfiring in the Google Tag Manager and that dashboard that I showed you earlier. We're still fine-tuning that, right? So that we have all the UTM tags and everything. Every time someone visits and hits the button, thank you, sends the thank you, and they fill it out, boom, another lead. We've already generated 17. It just doesn't show here because our thing wasn't firing, and there was we had to recode and refix this data connector. Anyways, I'm not going to bore you with that stuff. So here we're doing the rules that I said. We have 2 lookalike audiences, right? So I'm going to go a little bit into what a lookalike audience is, but I'm not going to really go super in depth. Again, I'll do a different video about what audiences are so you understand how that works. A lookalike audience is a representation of people that have bought from you in the past. Does that make sense? So if you were to upload a customer database from, let's say, your QuickBooks or your Xero or your House Call Pro or your Market or whatever software that you use to handle your clients, your CRM, even a CRM, export a CSV file, upload that into Facebook, and Facebook is so incredibly intelligent that it does a scan over like 20 to 30 minutes, and even if you had a list of 100 people, it will create a lookalike audience of, let's say, 1% of the US or 1% of the area that you're in. In our case, we do national. So 1% of, let's say, our lookalike audience would be 2.3 million people, right? So Facebook is creating 2.3 million people that have identical characteristics to the people that have purchased or used this in the past. That's why lookalike audiences are so incredibly valuable when you create Facebook ads. Because holy shit, what's better than having someone that literally is an identical replica of people that have bought from you before? And you'll see that a lot of the times the lookalike audiences will provide the better results in campaigns. Not all the time, but they're generally very successful, and you can run them. Like you can even see here, we've already had 23 landing page views just today from this first lull audience. And it's leading, right? So of course, because it makes sense. And then, we have the 2 cold audiences. We're targeting landscaping, and then we're targeting some people that just are business page admins, right? So we're trying to figure out, over all the clicks and all the reach and stuff, and, we've only spent $97, and you look at this type of stuff, or click-through rates, all these types of things. And so that's how you set up the ad set, right? Now, here's where it gets, how do I say this? Kind of technical, complex, but it's not at the same time. It can just kind of get overwhelming, but I'm going to try and keep it broken down as much as possible. So inside each of these 5 ad sets, we're running 3 to 4 ads. I think we're doing 3 ads. Yeah, I think we're running 15 ads, aren't we? Yeah, we're doing 3, which I'll get into this in a little bit. We're running 15 ads simultaneously right now. One's going to landscaping, one's going to our lookalike audience of people that have visited our website over the last 365 days. Was it? Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, our custom audience, CA. We have a warm audience, which is some different custom audiences that we created that maybe is a recent 30-day visit to our website. So technically in our head, someone who's visited your website 30 days ago is going to be a lot warmer than someone that visited 6 months ago. And then we have our email list. We uploaded our customer database from Xero. We've done a lot of work with different cleaners and stuff. Then we created that lookalike audience, and we're running that separately to those types of people. And then ultimately we have business page admin, which is pretty much anyone who has a business page admin in our heads could benefit from our services, whether it's brand build out, whether it's scaling, whether it's solving some profit problems, right? Which, we do our process problems. We also solve process problems. Then hopefully that they can see some of what we do and it could catch their attention. So again, this campaign that we're running is for a free logo touch-up, right? That's what we're doing right now. So let's get into the actual ads of things. Oh yeah, let me go back. Sorry. So this learning limited and stuff, right? So you can read a lot on the internet and whatnot that, even if you talk to Facebook people from Facebook, they'll consult you because you're assigned a Facebook, manager or account rep. And a lot of times they'll say, oh no, you have to get 50 optimizations for Google or for Facebook to really optimize your campaign. That's all bullshit. As long as your campaign is producing results, like for example, this campaign is doing phenomenal, right? We've spent $100 and we've generated 17 leads in 2 days for high-end services that we've done, and we've already done work for some of them, and they've already bought stuff from us. We've already paid for this already. Like I think what was it, like six times, 7 times already on a $100 ad spend, and we acquired new customers. We get to get new, that's the whole point to it. So you're ultimately going to judge how effective your campaign is by the number of leads that come in or people that contact you. Let's say this, and I'm telling you, all these that just switched over to Learning Limited, I don't think any of them got past 2 optimizations, even though it clearly says 50 leads is recommended. Of course 50 leads. Facebook wants you to spend more money, right? But there's so many factors that come into the limited part. Your budget, your audience, right? And this is going to have an effect on that because we're not going to spend $1,000 a day, $5,000 a day. We're not at that point to be able to spend that kind of money. There are tons of companies out there that have millions and millions at their disposal, so they can afford that type of cash flow where they can do $5,000, $10,000 a day. Yeah, that kind of cash will definitely get you to that 50 optimization real quick. But for the general business owner, the small business owner, the startup, that's not realistic. So don't get too scared that, oh my gosh, Learning Limited, I got one, it's not going to work. You can clearly see here we've generated. I know it says 8 ads or 8 leads, but I'm telling you that our trigger wasn't firing. We've done a total of 17. So clearly our ad campaign is working, and it's only not even $100. And it's been 3 days, 2 days, 2 days and a half. So don't get all caught up and worried about this. The only time, look, 2, only 2. What is this one? Okay, 4, and this one is 0. Look at that, 0. Again. The only way I'd be concerned about that is if you didn't get any leads at all. Like you couldn't optimize, it did anything, but then you have to go into the layers of things and look, okay, is your image right? Is there congruency behind what you do? Does it make sense? The call to action, what's your offer? Or when people go to it, they completely have no idea what to do and then they just don't even click, right? But when you use logic in business and you implement these types of things that I'm going to be talking about, your chances of being successful are very high. As everybody knows, there's no guarantees in marketing. Marketing is easy to understand how it works, really simple. Like a 3-year-old can understand it. What makes marketing really hard is there's no guarantee and you don't know what's going to work until you test, right? And a lot of people lose patience and they say, this shit don't work. Oh, I hate this. Be patient. And I'm not a patient guy. For those that know me, I'm not patient, but I have to be. And this has been a really good thing to help me with my patience too. So anyways, let's continue. So we have these different 5 ad sets. We're going to go into the ads itself, right? And you're going to see here that we have 15 different ads, right? So we have the results from 15 different ads, okay? Again, some of these are still Learning Limited. When you're setting up these campaigns, I'm actually going to break it down here to just 1 for now. Let's go here. Yeah, so it's not overwhelming because I know you saw literally the same ad. When you're running a campaign budget optimization objective, and again, do conversions. This is a conversion campaign. Even if you don't have any pixel data, even if you've never run Facebooks, do conversions. Trust me, it's going to work a lot better than sending people to traffic that aren't even interested in your services. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm going to go back. Why conversions? Because Facebook's ability to so Facebook says, okay, Awareness Digital wants us to run a conversion campaign, right? And so Facebook goes, okay, what is a conversion count for, or how do I say this? What is a conversion for Awareness Digital? A conversion for us is when they go to our thank you page, meaning they filled out our form. So Facebook goes, okay, I get it. So Facebook says, we're going to put this conversion campaign in front of people that are most likely to click and fill out the form and say thank you. Like when you hear me say that, even when I hear myself say that, it's crazy. You're like, how does it know that? Because the machine learning on Facebook is ridiculously advanced, and that's why it doesn't make any sense to run anything besides conversion, lead generation, occasional message. Again, like I said, the 10%, you can maybe do a traffic ad here and there, you could do some brand awareness, whatever, to maybe build some data. But 90% of the time, run conversions, folks. It's that simple. And we're not even spending a shit ton of money right now, right? 17 leads, not even $100 yet. And we've already won business. Technically, where it's at right now, we've already paid for this campaign. So we cool. Anyways, back to the ads. So when you see the ad sets, right? We have 5 ad sets. And then we have 3 ads per ad set. I just checked this one so I wouldn't overwhelm everybody. And the purpose behind this is you want to use the same image, you want to use the same text, and the same offer. Identical. What's the difference here? You're running them in 3 different formats, maybe 4. We like 3, but because we have an internal design team, we have the ability to be able to pull off really cool stuff with just using 3 different formats, right? This is what we excel in, but most people don't have their own in-house design team, right? So that's why you'll see slideshow options for those people that don't have the funds to hire somebody to put something really cool together. You can do it yourself. So we'll create a video ad, we create an image ad, and then we create a carousel ad. All, and in this case, it's revolved around Raul from CorporateWiser, what we did for his little logo touch-up, right? We improved the C and the W, and then we designed an entire van wrap for him, which turned out 100 times better than what he originally had. So I'm gonna click this off. Hope this doesn't overwhelm everybody. Now you can see it all, right? If you go to, look, how many carousel ads we're running, how many image ads we're running, how many video ads we're running, it all totals up to 15. And you can see the ad set name, cold audiences are lol audiences, or lookalike audiences, and that's what we're doing. So let's go into one of them. Let's just take a video ad. This one has a lower frequency. Yeah, let's do this one. So we're gonna edit this one. Look at this, giving away our secrets, right? Okay, here we go. And again, I'm gonna actually go through like a fake creating one, but I still wanna show everybody how this works. And actually, I think we're at 18 leads, and I hear myself talk because we got one through Instagram. Forgot about that one. So we're at 18. Again, you have the text here. You know, we're offering a free logo touch-up. We mentioned, you know, how it'll make a difference. It's a limited time. Commit to your brand with an expert team, because we are. That's what we do. People can vouch for us. That's what we do, is we help people scale. We're not just some design firm that's, oh, we'll build a website for $600. No, we build companies so they can reach 7 figures at one point, right? As long as they're accountable and as committed as we are to helping them. Then we have a simple headline, we have the free logo touch-up, and then we have, look, click the button. We want people to understand what to do next. It doesn't have to be complicated. We don't have to have those long-ass things where you see, like, sometimes, this, you know, Ty Lopez and Billie Jean. We generally see, I'm not saying it doesn't work, they're freaking millionaires, but we typically see it on a more realistic basis, that if you keep your sentences between like 2 to 8 lines at the most, then you're gonna have a better chance of getting your message across and not boring people, and it's overall gonna be a lot better experience. So yeah, so that's what we're doing. So we're copying that. You know, you can see it. This is the video. It's 18 seconds long. Again, I'm not gonna teach you how to write the right text, what's the right image to use. That's different video. Maybe I'll do a different video on that different time, but that's how it works, right? And then we're driving them to, which I'm actually going to show you. We are driving them to this landing page, right? So this landing page is allowing them to see what we're about, right? It's right to the point. Boom. I want my logo touched up. Yeah, testimony. You got Irving there. He's crushing it. And we can see some of the different before and afters that we've done. There's CorporateWiser, and that's it, right? And people that are interested, they are going to, one second here, I'm sorry, folks. Yep, they are going to sign up. So that is that. Let's go to back here. So let's close this out. And let's go to close that out. I'm just going to campaign, and we're just going to create a test campaign, right? So let's say it's CBO campaign example. Example 2. We're going to choose conversions because we want to do conversions. Boop. we're going to turn on the campaign budget optimization. That's what a CBO is, right? Because 5 years ago, I would have said edit, manual placements, right? But not anymore. Facebook is so advanced. Choose campaign budget optimization. So you turn that on. Set your daily budget. Because we have a little bit more cash flow than, let's say, someone just starting up, we'll do anywhere between $20 to $50 a day, okay? But it's going to be spread over those ads. So don't think that because we're creating 15 ads a day, we're creating 15 ads on those 5 ad sets, that it's $50 maximum per day per ad. That would be bad. So don't think that's what's going to happen. You have lifetime budget here, but we don't like using it. It's dumb in our opinion. You want to keep things as simple as possible and clear. So we have the daily budget. So let's just say it's 20, right? The ad set name is going to be CBO example 2. And let's say the first ad for this is going to be CBO ad, example ad 1. Image ad. Okay, so we'll save that to draft. Again, here's where you see the different things. Again, it just shows you have auction, reach, and frequency. Don't mess with that. Just leave it at auction. You have the different campaigns. Run your conversions. Show more options. Don't screw around with that. Leave that alone. Daily budget, you just set that to $20. You have these different options down here. Scheduling. Scheduling can help once you have acquired more data, right? So if you've run Facebook ads for maybe 6 months or a year, you can say, hey, look, 80% of the time we're getting clicks or not clicks, but engagement, or people reaching out to us, or we're getting activity between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Like 80% of our business is coming from those time periods. Then sure, you can schedule it to go at certain times for over 7 days. Excuse me. But when you're first starting out, just let it run. So you have this lowest cost, keep it as low as cost, good. So now we're going to go into the audiences. Again, this video isn't about audiences, but it's more or less to show you kind of how everything works. You'd select your pixel. In this case, we would select awareness, right? And because we're doing a conversion event, we're going to do leads, right? And as you can see here, it changed to 230 million people. That's what the US population is. Don't touch dynamic creative. We don't screw around with the offer. And we're not setting an end date. You can, again, if you're not like on top of your stuff, set it for 7 days and then so it shuts off. But we're so on top of that every day, and we're looking at stuff and recording data that we always leave it off, but it's totally up to you. The audiences. So here's what I'm going to, actually I want to duplicate this. 1 second. Duplicate. So we're going to duplicate, right? Because I want to explain to you how these ad sets work, right? So we're going to do 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. We're going to duplicate that. There we go. Okay. Sorry if there's some noise. So here we go. So we have these different, and I'm going to give them names. Example 2. Example audience 2. Example audience 3. Example audience 4. And then the last one will be audience, oh crap, 1 second. There we go. Then we'll do audience 5. Okay? So you go, folks. You have all the audience. I'm going to actually change this back to audience. Oh, whoops. 1 second. 1 second. That was actually supposed to go here. See, this is why it can be stressful, because you have to keep everything organized so you don't get lost. This is supposed to be the audience. So CBO example audience 1. and then the audience 2, CBO example audience 2, and then we have example audience 3, then we have example audience 4. Sorry about that, guys. It can get confusing. I've been spending literally the last 50, 60 hours in the last 3-4 days just doing this, and so your eyes get all crossed, and it's a lot, and so it's easy to make those mistakes. So that's why before you publish stuff, go back and make sure you didn't screw up. Audience, so CBO audience 5. Okay, so this is where you come into those lookalike audiences and all that stuff, but again, this isn't about audience, it's about setting you up right. So you want to title your stuff like what you saw in our example for the free logo touch-up. It was super clear. I knew exactly what we were targeting, what the interests are and whatnot. So anyways, so we have the budget set. Now we have to create our audiences. I'm not going to go into it. Ideally, you want to have 2 lookalike audiences, 2 cold audiences, and 1 warm audience. That's it. Let's say this is a business that has no email list, has no customers, has nothing to do, can't do nothing, like nothing. All they can do is do cold audiences, because sometimes that happens, right? If you're just a brand new business, or you weren't running your business correctly, and you didn't ask for your customers' emails, you really have no choice. You have to start advertising somewhere, so you're going to start with cold audiences, right? Even though it's conversion, it's okay. So let's go to the demographics, detailed targeting. So right now, let's say I'm so sorry if there's noise up above. Terrible. Let's say I'm a cleaning company, right? Or just a service business in general, right? And generally when people book with us, they will spend between 160 to 350, right? So being in a service business, for example, like a cleaning company, you have to understand that you're providing a luxurious service. Carpet cleaning is not a necessity, like buying a pot from Home Depot to cook at home, right? You need utensils to cook. You can't just cook on the stove, you burn things. Carpet cleaning isn't like that, right? Plumbing really isn't like that. It's still a luxury service in the fact that, is it needed to be done? Yes. But only people that have the cash can afford it. They're going to try and do it themselves or fix it themselves. So a lot of people don't, forget about this. A lot of service businesses really are luxury services in general, right? Like the overall niche of it. So let's say we are a company in Santa Monica and we provide cleaning services, or Santa Barbara, or wherever, or even our own company, because we own a cleaning company in Las Vegas. I just want to do a different example this time. And we know that we want to attain higher end people, right? People that can afford our services. And again, we don't have we're brand new, just built out our brand, just got our website up, got our social media done, got our marketing materials done, and now we want to do some Facebook marketing at the same time as we do our offline strategies. We have to do cold audiences because we got no other choice, right? So generally, I would say let's target women first, right? Because women in the cleaning business on the client end are the ones generally that kind of look at the stuff. They're a lot more cleanlier than men. They're a lot more thorough in who they let into their houses. And generally they're going to be between the ages of 28 and let's say 55. You could go a little bit lower, 55. Let's just say 55. Okay. We've already narrowed it down to 64 million people, but this is across the United States. So we gotta drop that target in terms of location, which is up here. My bad. So we're gonna click off. We're gonna go to locations. We're gonna click off there, and we're gonna say people living in this location. We don't want people that are recently there, right? Because if they're on vacation, what the hell, that doesn't help us. We want to target people that are living in that location because we provide a service in Santa Monica or Santa Barbara. And we only want to do business with people that are in the cleaning business, or that live there. So you're going to choose people living in this location. And you're going to go to Santa Monica, California. There we go. Boom. City. All right, so now we're at 2 million people at a 25-mile radius. Now, as a cleaner, as a plumber, as an electrician, as a carpenter, a painter, as service business owners, we have radiuses, right? How far are you willing to go travel for business? Are you willing to travel up to 50 miles? Then you got almost 3 million people. Probably not advisable unless you have 4 locations and you're running 8 trucks, right? More than likely, you're going to want to keep it within 15, maybe 25, but if you're just starting out or if you're new to Facebook, keep it within a reasonable distance so that you're focused. Oops, didn't want to do that. 15. Damn it, 1 second. 15. Okay, so 15 square mile, 15 mile radius, square miles, 15 mile radius. So we're here at 1.4 million with women between the ages of 28 and 55, right? So we're good here. Again, here's where people make the most mistake. They'll try and do a ton of interests and behaviors. So if you go here, you can see demographics, interests, behaviors, and they all have their ridiculously amount of things. Again, I will do a video on audience insights and how to do audiences. Again, there's no like real exact science to it, but 10 minutes in audience, 10, 15, 20 minutes in audience insights can really help you narrow out your target markets, especially if you're cold audiences and you have no clue because you just started your business. But again, this is for a different video. Let's see here. Okay, so, oh shit, I'm sorry folks. Let's go back in there. I hate when I do that. My bad. Patient, we're getting there. Getting there. Oh no, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Yeah, here we go. Woo, was scared. Okay, so we have the 2855 living in Santa Monica, 50-mile radius. We're at 1.4 million. So we're at the interest. Again, detailed targeting expansion in your CBO, turn that off. Just turn it off. Because basically if you have that on, it's going to reach beyond, but sometimes Facebook will just spend more to spend more. You don't want to do that until you've identified what's working and what your audience is, right? How can you expand something to reach something else if you don't know if it's going to work? You're just going to waste money. So detailed targeting, you're going to pick one interest. Let's say we want to target women whose interests are pets. Pets. Funny pets, where is it? Nope, first one, right? Oh shit, I'm sorry. Come on. Yeah, so pets. Look at that, took me down to 810,000. That's still a lot of people within the 15-mile radius. Facebook wants you to advertise to larger audiences. The larger audience that you can advertise to, the better it can optimize throughout this campaign budget optimization objective here. Again, that doesn't mean that, oh, if I get up to 1.2 million, maybe it'll be more. Not right now, right? Because you're only choosing one interest. You don't want to go here and then say, oh, I'm gonna go to 20 miles. Okay, I got to million. Remember, only service the areas you want to service to. Don't get, not because you're desperate to get business. Do things intelligently. So we're gonna keep it at the 15 mark. 15. 15. Okay, so we're back down to 810,000. That's a pretty good, 15-mile radius, and look, half of it's ocean, But knowing that this area here is right outside LA, and you're at 810,000 people for one interest. And so this is where your logic has to come into play, where you go, okay, generally people have pets, they're gonna have piss stains, or the dog's gonna shit, and they're gonna need to have something cleaned. Right? So you're just going to straight up only pick this interest. Don't go in and say narrow audience or, they have to have pets and they must be income. They have to be the top 5%, right? Because then it's going to drop it to 55,000, which at this point you're not ready to do it yet because you don't know what's going to work, right? And even if you do book jobs from this 55,000, which is really, really small and it's very targeted, especially with the top 5%, you won't know if it's because of the pets people or it's from the 5% zip code, as an example, right? So again, when you're creating your CBO campaigns, when you're doing your ad sets, one interest, one demographic, and or one behavior per ad. Does that make sense? One more time. When you do a CBO campaign, when you're looking to go after people, one interest or one demographic or one behavior per ad, not 10, right? Because you don't know yet. You're testing. You're new. Or you're doing things wrong before and you still don't have any clue, even though you're producing results before, you can't narrow it down because that it came from this particular audience or interest because you bunched them all together, right? I made that mistake. We made that mistake. You have to make those mistakes to figure it out, right? And you learn from other people too. So let's just keep it at pets, 810,000. Your audience is defined. It's still pretty good reach considering that we're 810,000 people. 15-mile radius. And that's all you're going to do. Now, placements. Before, everyone was like, oh, let's do manual placements because Facebook's algorithms and their AI learning wasn't as advanced as it is now. Forget it. The only time you want to do manual placements, and I think this is going to get a little bit too advanced for this video, the only time you want to do manual placements is after you've ran a campaign for a certain amount of time and you can select certain metrics here in the Facebook ad thing. Like in Facebook that says, actually I'll show you guys real quick. Let's close that out. You can go to breakdown, delivery, and you go to placement. And then you can go into the ad set. Well, not this one, because this one's our example, right? Let's go here. You can see here. You can see where like the ads are, right? You have the Facebook stories, you know, most people are seeing it on their news feed. They're seeing it in the Instagram feed on that particular one. You have the marketplace. Marketplace seems to be doing pretty good. We're getting, you're getting more landing page views from the mobile app, and then you're getting more views from the marketplace and Instagram feed. You would only do the manual placements after you've collected a shit ton of data to be able to say, okay, it doesn't make sense for us to automatically place it because now we know that 80% of the business that we're driving is coming from these 3 platforms. So then you would optimize that going forward, and then you would go back to, one second, let me go back to the campaign. Oops, not that one. Close it off. Campaign, edit. No, not that one. One second, let's go here. And then we want to go here. And then, was it this one I was working on? Yeah, I hope it was. Hope it was this one. No. Sorry, folks. This is why I can get so crazy. Get so crazy. Because I haven't even labeled them right. I'm just trying to give you guys a quick overview of how this works. Okay, I'll just do it here real quick again. Just to get the point across. Audiences. We have Santa Monica. Oops, that's the audience one. Sorry about that. Let's go back to the audience. I want to go to living in Santa Monica, people living in this location. I want to go to Santa Monica, California, right? We're doing the 15-mile radius again. 15, boom. We're doing women between the ages of, what did I say, 28 and 55. And we're taking this off. Did I say 55 or did I say 58? No, I don't remember. And then we want to go to the interest is pets. Pets. Yeah, 810. Okay, sorry. I probably shouldn't have showed that placement because it's a little bit too advanced and probably confused the hell out of people, but oh well. That's what you can ask us questions when this thing is done. All right, so this is one separate ad with this particular criteria. Perfect. Again, automatic placements. Don't screw with the placements. Let the campaign run for 7 days. Begin to gather data. Again, manual placements shouldn't be screwed with until you've collected a lot of data. That's what Facebook is so great because it has that machine learning and the ability to place your ads in front of people that are more likely to convert. So you have the optimization, ad delivery, conversions, right? That's the campaign we're running. And the cost control. Leave that alone. Now we want to go to the ad level. I'm actually going to change this so that we don't get confused if I want to get off of it. Santa Monica. There we go. That way we can find it, right? Pet stains. Okay, so then you would make sure you also pick your Instagram account, right? Because you pick the automatic placements. You want to appear in the Facebook and the Facebook feeds or the different marketplaces. And then you're going to create it, right? So you have these different options. You have the single image, you have the video, you have the carousel, you have the collection. You can do 2 static images going, there's so many different combinations you get into, but generally try to do one format of each just to get started. So again, I'm not going to go into how this works, right? Creating the actual ad copy and the direct offer. This is a different ad or a different video, but so you would say, free deodorizer, put that shit in bold. I spelled deodorizer wrong. Free deodorizer, and then you can say, do you struggle with pet stain? Do you struggle with, let's say, are you tired of your carpets smelling like urine? Whatever. This is dumb. I need to think about this. You have to think about this going forward, but it's just to get the point across. So then you'd have for a limited time, we are offering a free deodorizer, and will restore the fresh scent of your carpets to back to normal. Again, this is dumb. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. Click the book now. Click the book now to receive your free deodorizer treatment or whatever. Right, whether it's a treatment or you're going to give them a bottle, whatever. You can also put something in like when you book one of our premium, or I don't know if I use cleaning services, right? Again, this is an example. The whole point to doing this first CBO campaign, it's not to see if your text is effective, it's not to see if your image works, if it's the right combination. You're trying to identify the best audiences to target to, right? And ultimately, you'll learn that after 7 days. Does it all make sense? The whole point is behind your ad copy and stuff, right? So free deodorizer treatment. Click book online to receive your free deodorizer treatment. That's it. A lot of folks will be like, oh, it's so repetitive and blah, blah, but you guys saw what we were running. We're running that right now for one of our campaigns. 18 freaking leads generated. Because it's simple, people aren't confused, the direct offer's there, boom. Again, don't worry about fine-tuning things, do that later. The whole objective behind the CBO campaign is to identify what audiences like seeing what you're offering. Even if they don't convert, there's still landing page views. They're coming to your website. They're going at least to your book online page. It makes sense. They're like, yeah, this is cool. You're trying to identify that with these audiences, especially when you're in the cold stage, right? You're gonna put your URL there, right? So when you're in a conversion, you want to put it either to your home page. We're doing some tests with another cleaning company right now to send them straight to the market, to the House Call Pro, to see if they can just book online. I don't know. You have to test. We don't know if it's gonna work or not, right? I know people are like, well, you guys have a cleaning company. Why don't you know? It's like, because our cleaning company, pre-COVID was doing $400,000 a year in sales, and we don't have the need to grow that anymore right now. It's stable. So we have a private equity firm where we buy startups. We have this tech company. We're helping other people grow their businesses. So that's kind of on autopilot. So we're not actively looking for new business. But if we were, we would be doing this exact same thing for our cleaning business, right? Because the cleaning business is autopilot pretty much. We're actually hiring more techs because it's just easier that way. But anyways, you're gonna put, so you're gonna put your homepage there, or you put Market or House Call Pro or whatever online service, book online page, you would put that there. You have to run different tests, right? But in the creation of this whole thing, don't do one ad with one URL and the other ad with another URL. No, do the whole thing identical and run it for 7 days. Then the next week, change the URL. If you want, change the text, change the image, and then do it again. Either based on the same interest because you realize that that's what's working, or completely different interests. That's what makes Facebook hard in the beginning, especially if you don't have a customer database to upload to create a lookalike audience. You're literally shooting in the dark, right? And you don't know what's going to work until you test. But that's why you do campaign budget optimization with a low budget per day, so you're not broke in a week, Again, be straightforward. Book now. That's it. That's what you want them to book now. That's what you want to do. And then when you put when you're creating an image, let's say it's an image ad, you're going to want to put something that is relative to the message you're getting. You're talking about pet stains. You're talking about, removing deodorizers. Don't put a picture of you cleaning with a machine and that shows a half before and a half after. That in a customer's mind, they're going to be like, what the hell? This doesn't make any sense with pets. Whereas if you can show an image with a picture that shows like lots of different spots, and people can be like, oh yeah, that looks like a urine spot. I've seen those many times. I've cleaned that before. The message gets clear. So you have to have that clarity and that congruence between your ad image and the ad text and the action that you want your customers to take, or else you're going to see really shitty results, right? But again, you don't know what's going to work. And then once that's done, you publish. You publish the thing, and then it goes into the. So you do that for all these different ads, right? I'll do one more, just so you guys can get a little bit of understanding. It's the Santa Monica one. Let's do this audience. This one is Santa Monica 2, and then the ad is going to be a video ad, right, for Health Magazine. Like, that's the interest in this case. I probably wouldn't name it here. I'd probably actually name it in the audience. I should probably do that. So let me do that. Health Magazine. Yeah, this is where you do it. I'm sorry. Sorry, folks. Okay. So again, we're doing Health Magazine, right? You're going to go click that off. People living in this location. And go back to Santa Monica, California. We're going to choose the 15-mile radius again. 15, boom. And then we are going to do women again. Oops. Uh-oh, my computer's dying. 1 second, folks. Okay, so you're gonna do women again. Like that. We're gonna do 28 to 55. And then again, here you can kind of play with stuff a little bit, like the age ranges, but keep it generally similar. You could do one where you do all genders and stuff like that, but if you really want to be as accurate as possible, even though it takes longer, I know, women. I've done it always, right? Sometimes I want to get creative and and I'll spend some more money. So instead of doing like $20 a day, I'll do 50 or 75 a day, but you do what your budget allows you to do. So we're going to go to Health Magazine. So natural health, women's health. Actually, let's do Home and Garden. That's probably a better one. Better Homes and Garden Magazine. Yeah, right? That's what cleaning business is, Better Home and Garden, right? We're at 1.4 million. Pretty freaking good, right? It's a good reach. Let's turn this off. Let's turn that off. Drops it down to 210. That's why I don't like doing that check mark, because you see, I didn't realize it was still on, because it's going to reach beyond things that we don't even know. And so 210,000 is still decent, given that it's straight women that look at that. That's what their interest is. So you have 210,000 plus the 810,000 from the other one. So we're at what? 1,020,000 or whatever it is. So that's how you have to think about it. So, and then we're going to do that for 3 more interests. And so hopefully by that time we have a total of maybe 2 million, 1.8 million. And then you publish that stuff and then you run that entire campaign just like that. And then you'll have that set up like we have set up here, right? Where you see we have our, oops, that was not the right one. Here you go. What the hell? 1 second here. Delivery. Our campaign it disappeared. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Sometimes Facebook has like these glitches and things like that. And it does these dumb things where you have to refresh. Again, it's not. There it is. There it is. Okay. So let's go to our campaigns. There's our active one. Let's just click on this one, highlight it. And then when you publish it, this is what you'll have. So you name your ad sets accordingly to your audiences, to what you're doing, your warm audience, and then you have the ads where you have all of them net out. And then you can start tracking the metrics and whatnot, right? So this whole time we've been talking, I don't know how many minutes we've been going, but I'm at $100.13, right? And that is from, let me change this. We started doing this, I think, on Tuesday until today. Oops, update that. Yeah, so we've had, 76, actually I think it was before that, 21 to 24, yeah. So we have 75, total link clicks going on with this type of stuff. We've achieved $100 ad spend, so you're monitoring all this type of stuff. I'm not going to get into the impressions and the reach and all this other thing and whatnot, but this is how you run a CBO campaign for starting out at Facebook, whether you're an existing business, you're a new business, you don't have any experience. Just to go over everything, the main objective that you should be running for 90% of what you do are conversions. Conversions, because you want qualified leads to come to your website. Make sure you select that campaign budget optimization choice so that Facebook automatically places and optimizes its budget so you're not spending like crazy, And again, we've generated 18 leads on a $100 ad spend. And we've been generating leads every day, right? So hopefully this video is helpful. Follow our page. We'll continue to do more videos like this. It's facebook.com/awareness digital. Feel free to reach out to us too. If you have any comments or you want some help, we do offer 1 hour free consulting to answer any questions or clear up any doubts. Again, I didn't go into audiences here. Audiences is a whole different subject. Creating the lookalikes, creating your custom audiences, uploading your email list, how to do that. If you want help with installing your Facebook, again, we can help with that. The Facebook Pixel, we can help with that. We help design images or videos or different things so that, if you really want to help that, I don't want to say ensure guarantee because you can't do that, but if you really want to increase the probability that someone looks at your ad and they go, wow, that's really nicely done, or it's really well branded, we help do that because we have our own design team. That's why I'm confident, and I can't say for sure, right? But I'm almost certain that because the ads that we run, not just our text, but the image too, it's so professionally well done, designed. It has our personality into it. Like anybody that's done business with us or talked to us, they know we're fun and laid back, but but we're serious. We don't fuck around. And that's why, we say no to people. We will say no, we don't want to do business with you. Because we're very strict in who we work with, because we only want to work with committed entrepreneurs. We only want to work with people that want to scale their businesses and to help inspire and help other people grow. So, yeah. And again, facebook.com/awareness digital. Feel free to leave a comment in the section. I know this is a long video. I know there's a lot of information. It's overwhelming. Again, we have a free consulting call. I'll leave the link also in the comments where you can book online a consulting call with us through Calendly. And then we can set a time out to talk. And yeah, we are good there. And I hope everybody's enjoyed it. And thank you so much. I hope this was, I hope everyone can hear me clearly. And it was, and it wasn't a disaster because this is the first time using this software, which is OBS. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you, and we'll talk soon.